Yo, what's up guys, Peek here again. I'm back with another Cypher video, and this one is going to be about Cypher cams on all maps for patch 1.05, also known as the Killjoy patch. When I did this video, I saw how many times these sound effects came in, so I tried to reduce the sound effects and instead timestamp by A site, B site, mid, etc. in larger chunks. So if you guys don't mind that, that's a change. We added some new cameras and I hope you guys will like them. We also removed some cameras because they were a bit too popular. We have timestamps for all the maps, and if you want to select a map like bind first and then split, then maybe last Ascent, well, you can do that. I'm gonna start with Ascent, bind, Haven, and then split. So without further ado, let's head right into it. A site. This one I use very often. I place it right there and you see enemies coming in, and the moment you see them in the choke, well, you know they are outside there, you can tell your teammates, and then you can make appropriate rotations. Here's an alternative as well. You can place it here or higher up on the blue wall. Another one for A site. This one is on generator. It's pretty much the same as always. You place it really far up, and that's why it's so good. It's very hidden. You see a tiny bit of enemies in A lobby, as well as garden, rafters, and site. Here's a camera that you can put in very aggressively, but it requires you to be on the generator. It's a very nice camera for when you want to go for an early peek and see if enemies are coming in. You can also hear them if they're jumping up and prepare accordingly. A lobby. This one is super nice because on attacker side, let's say that you don't have a trap wire, you place the camera somewhere here where it's blue, you can jump up for extra height, and then you see enemies pushing in if they're flanking, and you can cover your backs very easily. The next camera here is very new. It's a very sneaky camera, and I got it from a viewer called Boogie. You jump up here, and then you place the camera above catwalk by jumping and placing it there. And now you look down. You can see enemies pushing up, you can see enemies mid, and you can also see enemies right in A main. Very nice if you're planting on A. Mid. So what I typically do is place the camera right there, and you see straight into mid, you see enemies coming up catwalk or if they're rushing out. And here's another alternative from the other side. You can add a lot of variety here. There's a lot of room. These are just examples. Place it here, you can place it further up, closer to the left or right, depending on which angles you want to see. Here's another one on the left side. This one is aimed towards seeing into catwalk and a tiny bit of mid. This one is very nice when enemies are holding mid link. Here's another alternative. Very simple, you just place it on the wall, you see enemies mid and catwalk. And also one for defender side. This one is extremely nice, but it can be shot down if enemies are going for top of mid, so just be careful with that. But keep in mind, this one is more for when you want to peek in, or if you want to be covering mid and you're planting as an attacker. B main, typical one in the window. Very simple, you just place it on the corner, and then when you turn to the left, you see B main as well as market. And if enemies are coming in, you hear them, etc. Let's say that you've cleared B main, but you haven't cleared B site. Well, place it through the window. This also works as a retake camera, because you see exactly everything as if you placed the camera on site. And for defenders, I typically went for the window, but instead I'm switching it to this camera because it's a much more consistent camera, you can see more safely. B site. Place the camera on the sign, and now you can see enemies right underneath you when they walk in. You can see if they're going from spawn, market, or if they're already on site. Also works for post plant, very easy to set up. Then we have another one. Place it by the lamp there, by the giraffe. And now you can easily see enemies coming in. If they're planting, it's a much more passive camera. Here's a really good retake camera that I got from a viewer called FNCJ. And you jump, place it there, and now you can see site, you can see enemies under market, wood, lane, boxes, everywhere. And then this is a go-to of mine, especially on post plant, and that's because you can see enemies coming B main, market, as well as defender spawn. It covers all chokes. Bind A site. I place the camera here on the bottom of the tower. You see enemies upper bodies when they walk in, bathroom, and short. Here's a better version of the vents camera that I had in the last video. You'd go up here and you place it on the smoke as good as possible on the same position I do. Now you can see enemies coming in short, bathroom, TP if they're going lamps or planting. And if you really want to, you can also place it a bit further up, and it offers more protection, but it comes at the cost of less view for bathroom, but you still see their heads as well as short when they run in. Here's another good one, back of a site. You just place it on the wall here. It's a really good backup camera, especially when you've ran out of time or if your camera got destroyed and then you need to place up a new one. Typically I don't use these, but in case you want to cover lamps, put up a camera right here. And it's a very sneaky camera, you never really see them here, and you can target anyone. A short. Same as always, place it up there on the metal. You can see enemies walking in, and they need to walk in order for you to destroy it. So while they're walking in, you can go for wall bangs or shoot them. Here's from the attacker perspective how you do it as well. Same position, you can place it further in if you want to see deeper into the cubby there. And you can also scout heaven. A bathroom. In case you want to go for the orb, place camera there, and now you can see enemies coming in early. Here's something for attackers. If you want to scout around the corner outside of the bathroom, place the camera on the corner there, and now you can see heaven, spawn, and the boxes. If you want a lot of information, place the camera on the car, and now you can see even short. You can tell the teammates, okay, we can push in, we can go here, we can go there. B site. You typically see me run up on these boxes and jump up here, and that's because the extra height enables you to place cameras like on the solar panels here, on the blue wall, or up, you know, pretty much anywhere on the site. These are just some examples. Solar panel covers a lot of area. You can place it slightly underneath the solar panel and it's a bit more hidden, but it also comes at the cost of less view on long, but also window. And then you can move the camera, place it far up here. You make the enemies have to run in. And it's sort of like a one-way camera for enemies that come on long. In the past, I've had a camera far up on the corner to the right, but instead I'm going for this one where you run, jump, and place it on the black wall. It's a bit stronger camera I feel like because it's a new camera, has good vision, and it's not a camera everyone knows. Here's a favorite of mine. When I want to play for hookah or kill enemies that are targeting hookah, I step and crouch on this corner here and then place the camera right there. And now you see above them. It's a very sneaky camera, very good. And it also works well if you're playing operator and you're sitting in spawn. B long. These cameras are very good for scouting early on B long. Keep in mind, they're very easy to shoot down. So don't tap them, don't spam, because it will be very easy to see them. Or at least notice them because you can hear the loud sound. And then we have an alternative on the left side. Let's say that enemies scout the right side one. Well, go on the left here. And you can see down. It's not very good view, but it's something. You can see early rushes. And then you can also see on sight. Pretty good. We also have this one. Very new camera, in my opinion. You place it in the room here. It makes sounds and it can be easy to spot it. But you can see enemies coming into gardens. And if you're sitting protected, just hold the camera and then strike. If I ever push long, I place the camera like that. Check if they are pushing up. And then I can prepare my crosshair. Be short. Here's a short camera. You place it behind the meta cover. It's protected. Enemies can still wallbang it, but you see enemies rushing in and it stops early aggressions. In case you want to clear hookah, I typically go for the camera here. See if anyone is pushing early. You can hear them stepping and then you can shoot back. Or you can skip that camera and place the camera on the lamp at the top there. It allows you to see around corners, defend the spawn as well as on sight. Haven A site. Get up into the window. It allows you access to 3 really strong cameras, or potentially more. This one, typical, place it on the rock. You have to crouch. Then if you step outside of the window and hug the wall, you can place the camera super far up above A short. And now you can see enemies walking in. It's a bit more passive camera, but it's good for when you hold alone. You don't need to go super aggressive. And then we can recall it. And if you aim a bit more to the right, up here on the wall, you can place another sneaky camera super far up. And this one is a bit more aggressive for A long. You can see enemies walking in as well as on short. And then we have maybe a bit better version of the rock camera. You sit here by the wall and place it on the corner of the wood there. And now it's an upside down camera that sees A long, short, sight, and it has the same position but better vision. A-Link. This is a good retake camera. You jump up here, aim under the roof, and then jump, and place it at the bottom of the white part. And now you can see enemies on A site. B site. Jump up on the logs here, the box, and now this one gives you access to multiple good cameras as well. A new one, place it on the corner here. It's like a security camera. You see enemies everywhere. You don't see the default plant, but it's good for when you want to aggress into enemies running up from long. Here's another version. Place it on the window. Slightly different angle. It sees into long, but sees less of garage. So keep that in mind. Some more defensive camera. You place it up here. This one is good if you want to play defensive and let enemies run in case you want rotations from your teammates. Then we have the typical one. Place it far up here. We can see if enemies are going early on C long, and you can hear them running up early. Or if you want to rotate away from C and they come back to C, then you can use this camera and you have very good vision on their setup. Here's a very well hidden camera. It's the one with the fire. You place the camera up here, and then the smoke, the red lighting, everything, it helps hiding it because the camera blinks red. And yeah, enemies will run in, you see them pretty good. I usually use this one if I play on a platform and hide behind the corner there. Split A lobby. So jump up here, place it on the gray block, and now you can see enemies in ramp and heaven, as well as main. Here's one for billboard. You don't need to be very specific with how you place it. I just place it here on the right because I want to see into ramp and main. B site. Here's the camera for A tower. You jump up on the box, place it on the lamp, and now you can see enemies coming from defender spawn, if they come from ropes, ramps, if they go rafters, or if ramp has been taken and you want to hold tower. This camera here, this one is really good when you go for an early peek to see if enemies are coming A or not. You will be able to see their legs as well as hear them. Here's a camera if you want to hold for A main, as well as spawn and rafters. You have to jump in order to place it up here, and now you have this great vision of spawn, A main, site, rafters. There's lots of room for variety here. You can place the camera in the middle if you want to. You won't be able to see into spawn, but you can see rafters, main, and screens. Here's a good camera for post plant. You place it on the corner here, far up, and now you can see enemies coming elbow, from screens, if they come in main, or from rafters. And then we have a well hidden camera in A screens. This one sees into main and has cover on A screens. Mid. This one is good for attackers. You place it on the tree, you can see vents and mail room. You can also do it from the other side, and it looks like this. Here's a pretty nice camera from sewers. You place it above the boxes, and you have really good vision into mail room and vents. If you're ever holding in mid, step out on the box here, and then you can place the camera on the light, and it'll allow you to play defensive around the corner towards spawn. You can see if enemies are coming ropes, or you can sit in ropes yourself if you have a teammate holding garage. B site. Here's my all-time favorite camera, especially on B site. You have to stand on the box, do some jumps, and now you can place the camera and see enemies' legs as they push in B main. This allows you to easily stop any B rush, as well as adjust your position if they push mid. B garage. This one is for an aggressive peek. You can control garage, place the camera there, and you hear as well see enemies pushing in, and you can go for flank. Here's what the attacker side looks like. If you have enemies flanking, place it on the vent, and now you can easily defend garage. When you want to push through garage, I usually go for this camera here, place it on the corner, and you need a quick tap to see where they are. If you see them but they destroy it, just look on the minimap and you see the positions. And that's all, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the cameras. Hope you enjoyed the update that they made to the format of the video and reducing the amount of sound effects and all that, so it's a bit more subtle. I will keep on doing these updates. I'm dropping a Killjoy video next. It's gonna come in 1 or 2 days. And guys, if you wanna check out my stream, I play Cypher, Killjoy, Sova, some Brimstone as well. And I stream every Monday to Friday on twitch.tv/GhostPeak. We also have a very nice Discord community. It's wholesome, it's funny. We meme with each other, we talk about Valorant, some stuff about not Valorant. And if you wanna join that, it's discord.peak.gg or link in the description. If you have any suggestions for new videos that you want to see, especially Killjoy stuff, let me know. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoy the content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.